Right, let's go on to our awards now.
Okay.
So we've gone through the predictions.
Our award predictions. So like who we think for the end of this
Yes.
season.
Okay. So we'll go for we'll just go straight for the top goal scorer.
Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah, because we know what it is.
Yeah, it's Erling Haaland.
Yeah, it's got to be Erling
Norwegian
Haaland.
robot will be there again. Unless he breaks his legs in the opening few games.
We can only hope. No, I
don't mean that, honestly.
No, I like to see. All seriousness, no, I like to see top players.
Oh, he's been
stay fit and do the job. Basically, do your job.
Do your job.
But yeah, Haaland, like as much as I don't like him playing for City, he's just a robot, isn't he?
There's nothing even to say, is there? After what we've seen last season,
I don't
if you've
think
not got him
anyone
as your
else
top
gets
goal
it.
scorer, I'm not sure what to tell you.
Yeah, if you're putting some like Salah's going to be second, I think.
He could be right up there. We know how good he is, but
Yeah.
can't see it.
Okay, because that
That's
was
easy.
just a given.
Easy.
So let's go to top assister then.
Yeah, I've got Kevin De Bruyne.
Was that before you got injured? It was, wasn't it?
Yes, I still think he
could struggle.
I think he eases through it, providing he plays the majority of the games this season. I just can't see anyone getting near it. I think even as good as some of the other options are.
Okay. So I've gone Trent.
Yeah.
I was looking
for your sixth place Liverpool.
Yeah, that's the thing though, because
No, it's viable still.
even when Liverpool, where did they finish last season? 5th. Yeah, they did,
I
of
don't
course.
know.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think so. Even finishing there, Salah's still bagged and I'm pretty sure Trent got like 8 assists, 11 assists, something like that.
And I think there was a point last year where, I mean, Liverpool fans can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure he went off the boil a little bit last year and still put pretty good numbers up.
That's what I'm saying. And De Bruyne was the same though.
Yeah.
De Bruyne was out and he still ended up getting up there. So I've gone for Trent because I didn't want to put De Bruyne because I feel like De Bruyne's just a given as well.
It is, but my reasoning for picking him, aside from the fact it's a bit of a given, is that with me having Haaland as the goal scorer, I just think there's a world where even if De Bruyne
Because he's
is out,
getting so many goals.
Yeah, I think there's a world where even if De Bruyne's out for so many games, if he's in for one, he could get 3 or 4 in a game.
And that's just Haaland scoring.
Yeah, so I can't look past that. I think there's some outside ones I could go for, but I can't see anything else realistically.
Okay. We've covered that. So let's go to Golden Glove then.
I'm going for Onana.
I've agreed.
I think, we got the most clean sheets last year despite shipping a horrible amount of goals.
Oh, yeah.
And I just think he's going to completely revolutionise the team.
If
100%.
if United improve their away record, they're going to be a tough team to beat. And I feel like if you get your defence right, there could be another 2 signings coming in, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll see Amrabat come in.
Amrabat, and they're talking about Pavard. And if you've got, I feel like Pavard can even play centre-back for Varane, if it came to it.
Yeah, because he's going to be out this season.
Yeah.
Like every season.
He gets injured all the time, doesn't he? So I feel like that. The only other option I could go for is if Newcastle keep up their defensive record, and I'll put Pope in.
Yeah, I think Newcastle's a good shout.
Yeah. So it was out of Pope and Onana, but I've gone to Onana because I do like the look of him. I think he's got a bit of personality about him as well.
I wouldn't lie and say I know an awful lot about him. One of the first times I feel like I'd watched him in anger was in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
And I thought he was brilliant.
That's where everyone thought, I think he was the best player on pitch,
He was
to be
awesome
honest.
to watch, yeah. So,
right, okay, let's go to Player of the Year then. Who do you think that is going to be?
Haaland.
So I was obviously going to put Haaland because when you're a top goal scorer, I feel like the Premier League are going to say...
And if it's daft numbers like last year as well, not even like...
Yeah, they're going to say
goal
it's
scorer.
Player of the Year, aren't they?
I think he'll be... If I'm predicting who I think will get the Premier League one,
okay,
that's got to be who it is for me.
So if you're predicting one that was just you... and
like my Player of the Year.
Yeah.
God, you put me on the spot now, but let's go... I'll go Bruno Fernandes.
So that's mine.
I think I'll go with... I think he will put up better numbers than last year.
Yeah.
I don't think the numbers really mattered last year because I still think, despite how good they have been in the past, I think we saw the best of Bruno Fernandes last year.
But let's not forget, the players were still adjusting to Ten Hag's way of playing.
Yeah.
So now they all have an understanding. So I feel like for the same reason, I feel like he's going to have a better season. So I've actually gone So I just picked a different one. So like you said, I think the Premier League are just gonna, if Haaland gets top goal scorer, they'll just say Haaland.
It's got
just
to
get
be,
out
hasn't
there
it, if he's going to
because
get
they put the young player Haaland as well last year, but it was just lazy.
Yeah,
really.
Well, yeah, it's one of them. Isn't it? It's difficult to not on the parameters that they've set.
Yeah,
they've got to give it in, but yeah.
So I had Bruno for that.
Yeah, well, that's good. I can take that.
So young player of the year. So this is where they just go Haaland again. But
well, he's not. He's outside the scope now.
Okay.
I had a look into this because I didn't want to say someone and be wrong.
Okay.
So
did you have a look at their age?
It's yeah. I had to look at the players. So I went with an outside shout at first, then I realised I was being an idiot.
Just before you say it, how old can you be before?
I think it's under 23.
Okay,
so
that's fine then.
Haaland is now 23, so I've got Saka.
What's Saka? 22.
21.
Can you be 23 though?
I don't think so because Haaland is 20. I think because Haaland will be 24 this year.
Oh damn! I've put a 23-year-old.
Who have you got?
Isak.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Haaland will be 24 sometime this season. So that would mean
if I couldn't have Isak, I would have gone with you and gone Saka though.
Well, at first I thought Saka was too old. I don't know why I thought he was so old.
He has been around for a while.
I was going to say Martinelli, but
he's about the same, isn't he?
I don't know if he's younger than Saka. He might be younger. Because I think he was the same age as Greenwood, and I feel like they came through at the same time. I feel like he might have been 19. But yeah, I've got Saka.
Don't you speak his name.
I don't think I can go for anyone else. I think Saka's my safe bet.
Okay, so I'll just say Isak anyway, but I would have agreed with Saka if I can't have Isak.
Yeah.
Let's go to flop. I feel like I've got the one that most people are going to say.
So mine will seem a bit boring based on the fact of what's happened since, but I've got Nkunku, but obviously he's now injured. You told
me that before, and I literally didn't even remember.
Yeah, I think so. What I've done is, on the basis I knew we were obviously doing this, and he's injured, I've picked 2 because I feel like that might be a bit of a cop out if he only plays if it's a really bad injury.
No, I'll let you get 2. I'll let you have 2.
So I've got Nkunku, and that is the one who I would have picked.
Okay,
and this one's a bit of a weird one because it's not.
Is this the one that you might have said before that I might?
If we're going for the definition of what flop is, this move hasn't happened yet, but I'm going Caicedo.
Wow, I don't think he'll flop.
I just think
he's been in the Prem already.
I know, but if you pay 110 million for him, I don't think he's going to have the effect that they pay that money for. I think that's what I'm going off as being a flop. I can't see it. But that move hasn't even happened. So Nkunku is my choice. But I feel like it's a cop-out because we're not even going to see him for 3 or 4 months yet.
Well, yeah, you've got that, and I've got the Isak. So if we can adjust mine and Saka and yours can be... Yeah, we'll go with that.
But yeah, Nkunku is my actual pick. But Caicedo on the basis that this move goes through because of the money involved to get him there.
I'm blown away at that. I honestly am, but... hey up. Most improved.
Wait, who have you got for flop?
I don't know, not even say it.
No.
Yeah,
you're trying to just move on like this. Yours is Caicedo, isn't it?
This is. I've probably moved on because I feel like everyone's got him. Havertz.
Yeah, it's a potential easy target. I think.
I did want to pick someone else, but I feel like every single because I normally go off the signings that are brought in, so then it's an easy you're gonna flop.
Yeah.
But I feel like all the signings in the Prem have been top.
The only thing that I'd say about Havertz is. Like we said before, I think it's untapped potential. And so far, since Arsenal have been sort of a well-oiled machine, the signings have worked, who Arteta's brought in. So I kind of can just see him being better than what we saw at Chelsea.
Yeah, but do you know when...
But it's a lot of money.
You say the kind of if you put him in the right position, he'll do well.
Yeah.
I still don't think that's his right position.
Well, I think at the minute, you're going to see...
It's behind the striker, isn't it, surely?
I think that's where you should be playing him.
But he's not playing there.
It's difficult now because Jesus is out. Obviously, they started Nketiah on the weekend.
I don't think they tried Havertz up top for the Community Shield.
Chelsea did it as well, didn't they? They played him.
Yeah, but I don't think Arsenal are going to do it again.
No,
I think they saw that it's not going to happen.
If you can get him just linking up play and get him confident, I think he'll be decent. But I do agree with you. It does, for me, it's the definition of a flop waiting to happen, really. But
yeah. 67.5 mil it was.
Yes, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. I think it would have been a shout to go, for some people, would have been a shout to go Mudryk as well.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
difficult.
if he has 2 flop seasons, it's
Well,
not
that's it. I
great,
tried
is
to
it?
pick a new signing, but he came to mind on the basis he came for a lot of money. People were really excited all of a sudden, even though I'd never heard of him.
Didn't he have like 13 goals?
I don't even know.
In his whole
I'm
career.
sure he was supposed to be going to Arsenal as well.
Yeah,
and
he was.
Then
And
Chelsea
then
just took him.
they just bully again,
seem
mate.
to do that, don't
What? Are you interested in Lavia?
they?
Come here,
come
lad.
on.
Right, we'll go. Well, oh, I can't believe I said Modric then. Most improved.
I've got. What are you laughing at?
Go on.
I've got Darwin Núñez.
See, I actually kind of agree with that, but I've gone Modric.
You've set yourself up for a stinker there. You could have him as flop, but I'm going for him as most improved. No, I think Núñez. I think we saw glimpses of what he's capable of last season. I think.
I like him.
I think he's good. I think people's perceptions were maybe warped by Sky. They were doing this whole because of the money comparisons. And they signed at the same time. Núñez and Haaland was like a forced debate that they were saying to everyone, and now everyone laughs about it because of how good Haaland was. But
have you seen that thing going around? Like when Klopp buys players, it's always the player that's done well against them. And like,
yeah, he does. Yeah,
in it. Like you have a good game against Klopp, you're playing for Liverpool next season.
yeah, he's coming straight in for you.
So I've got Modric, and I just feel like. I saw him on one of the preseason games, and he did well.
Yeah, I saw some clips of him doing well.
Yeah, I think he scored as well. I just think, even today, he had a chance. Like, Jermaine Jackson ran the pitch.
Yeah, he did. Got round the keeper, didn't he?
Played him in, but messed that up. But I feel like if he keeps getting them chances, he's going to at least put some away.
But, by definition, most improved. He didn't have the best start,
mate,
so
I
he
think,
could be most
I
improved.
think Modric can get 2 goals this season. I'd still win that.
Well,
because it is.
We'd have to do a metric of who's actually improved the most.
Well, yeah.
If Núñez gets less than last season and Modric gets more, then you probably win that by definition, even if he only scores 2 goals.
Yeah.
But
I've
yeah,
gone safe there, haven't I? Okay. This is I feel like we're going to have the same, but we'll see. First manager to be sacked.
David Moyes.
Yeah, I've gone Moyes.
Yeah, I just think, like I said before, it would bittersweet at the end of winning that trophy. Shake hands. Thanks for everything you've done. We're going for a new start next season.
So, yeah, the thing is, though, where did you have him in the table?
West Ham, I had 13th.
So, I had him in 12th. So, we're around about the same. But the reason why I've got them there is because, and Moyes will be the first to sack, because I think they'll sack Moyes fairly early. No, even if they sack Moyes halfway in, they get another manager in, they'll have that new manager bounce and get back up. So I think they'll drop, but then they'll start going back up.
Yeah, I just don't think they've got enough. I think, obviously if they spend this money from Rice, they seem to be inquiring with every club about whether players are available.
I think it's mostly United, isn't
not
it?
buying anybody.
Yeah.
I've seen rumours now that McTominay's going nowhere. So
Oh, really?
that would mean that it's a deal for Maguire and that's it for United players going out. But I just think they've got a long way to go from how poor they were last season, and I think ultimately they might have a poor run of form, and I just think he'll be on the chopping block, and they'll try and redeem the season.
I think most people have got Moyes.
What
From what I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that one to me, I can't think of anything more. I did toy with the idea of putting Postecoglou, but I don't know if to be sacked. But I don't actually think there's a huge expectation.
No, to be fair, you never know with Levy, do you?
Well, no. But he was sort of in my thoughts a little bit. But
Levy he's on a sacking spree at the minute. But I feel like Levy just needs to give him a bit of time because you've just sold his top striker. Like you don't sell a top striker and then blame it on the manager why they're not performing.
Yeah, it's very difficult. They're not going to replace those goals.
Kane scored 4 the other day in the preseason, and then you sell him. He's playing all preseason with Kane up top, so he has to just change his whole dynamic.
How are you supposed to plan
that?
How
are you supposed to plan that? So, so Moyes, we both agree there.
Yeah.
Surprise package. So I've actually wrote down 3, but I'm actually going to I'm going to say the one, but it's worth noting all these 3. But
okay.
Surprise package.
So I'll say mine because I've just got one.
Okay.
So this is our player surprise package.
Yes.
I've got Harvey Barnes.
That's a really good one, but I don't think it's a surprise because I rate him anyway.
I don't know. I just think I think it's maybe, just to me, it's a bit of an underrated transfer. I think from a Leicester that have gone down. I feel like
for him to be playing Champions League is good. That
I just think, apart from Newcastle fans, I don't think people are really that excited about that as a transfer, and I really think he'll be brilliant. For Newcastle.
People weren't saying much about him, but he was standing out in Leicester for me.
There was a point in time where he was brilliant for Leicester.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, that's a bit of a surprise package. Not maybe, I rate him, but compared to the numbers I think he might put up this year, I think he might be a real contender up there with some assists, maybe even chiming in with some goals for Newcastle. So
right. So my surprise package, I'll go for my pick, but then I'll just say this extra one just because I feel like this could easily be one. So I'll go. My surprise package is Anthony.
What you think, based on what you think he'll be brilliant this year?
Yeah. Not brilliant, but very good.
Much better than last year, numbers-wise.
I feel like he will be one to watch.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because United fans or whatever. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can. I just feel like Anthony was getting slated for everything last season. He wasn't that bad. Like, he was still putting some goals and assists in now and again. He actually won us that Barcelona game.
It was probably the money, wasn't it? That's it. It comes with the money.
Of course, the money was a lot. So I just think Anthony will perform. But the other one that I just wanted to mention was, I feel like Richarlison.
Yeah.
And I put him in before Kane went because I already thought Kane was going to go anyway.
It seemed pretty likely, didn't it? Even before it had gone out the door.
I'll stick with Anthony. We'll go with Anthony.
I like Richarlison as an outside shout. I can see there being a world where he steps up. I don't think you can't fill Kane's boots. No. There's not many players in world football.
He's going to play most games.
Yeah, I can see that. But no, Anthony I quite like. I think if he came out and had a worldy season, put up maybe Rashford numbers from last year, then people would be really shocked. So
I feel like he gets the start most of the time as well for being a left footer.
Yeah,
we don't have any left footers on the right anyway, so I feel like he gets the start most of the time. So I feel like he'll be starting most.
Yeah, he's my preferred starter player. Right wing for us.
Okay, just to end this little section, we'll go for overachievers and underachievers. So we'll start with overachievers then.
I've got Villa.
So this is
whether they're overachieving or not. I think they are.
I think they are, but everyone's got them to overachieve.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So at what point does that become unlikely? But they're not a big six club in the definition of it, whether people believe in that whole idea or not. But by that tone, they shouldn't be breaking into that part of the table, and I think they'll be there or thereabouts. And I think there's a real chance that they might compete or win in the European competition that they're in, just because the manager has got such experience in doing that.
I think they will win that Conference League. Is it Conference League that they're in?
I think they're in the Conference League, and he's won the Europa League, obviously, on time and time. Unless they are in the Europa League.
I think it's Conference, isn't it?
That's it.
Because I think they'll win it. I think a lot of people are saying they'll win it.
Yeah.
For the overachievers, I've got Burnley.
Overachievers. I've got...
Because I think...
Yeah,
because I think Burnley finishing anywhere above... anywhere above 17th, I think is overachieving.
What, just because they've just come back up?
Yeah, and I just feel like... Because it might be a bit... Because I don't know much about Burnley or company, but I feel like they'll be happy with that season. If they come just outside the relegation, I think they'll be happy.
Yeah.
But I've got them much higher. Let's just go back to where I got.
I've got them in higher than that.
Yeah, you have.
But
that's why I'm surprised you haven't put them overachieved.
I think it's because it's maybe a bit jaded for me because they were in the Premier League so recently.
Okay.
I don't see it as being crazy that they're... I'm not maybe viewing it as like they've just come back up. It's like, to me, they've been a staple in the Premier League for like the last 4 or 5 years.
They might be a bit more exciting than Dashes, but...
Yeah, they are.
I've got them 14th.
I've got them 11th.
So yours is very overachieving.
Yeah, I've got them overachieving, but I didn't pick them for my overachievers.
Right. We'll go with underachievers then. What have you got for that?
Spurs. I think they're still expected to be a top 6 team, and I don't think they will be.
So I've got Spurs as well.
Yeah, I think, I've got them in 8th. I can't remember where you had them. You might have had them in 8th as well. I think you did.
I'm trying to just scroll back now. I can't remember what I actually put them as. Yeah,
Yeah.
8th.
So I think they're going to really struggle, and that was before Kane left. Like I said before.
Yeah.
Them in
Yeah.
8th. So yeah, I don't think there's much to say on that. We've said it all when we were talking about Spurs.
Yeah.
In our ranking,
but even the one thing I will say, I don't think they should sack the manager if they come 8th.
I think they've got to give him time.
Yeah, I feel like he needs a transfer window.
Yeah,
not a January, a full.
Yeah, let him have a fair crack of the whip. Give him the full season. See where they're at, and they'll be in 8th because that's where we've predicted them. But sorry, Smythe, I don't know. Where you're mate.
I don't actually know any other Spurs fans other than Smythe, so I shouldn't.
He might be the only Spurs fan.
Yeah, and I shouldn't get much backlash because I don't see him disagreeing with us that much. I could be wrong. He could be saying the first, but
if you get any backlash, at least you know he's listening to the podcast. So.
Right, okay. So that rounds our awards up.